So today is a bit of a doozy. I'm going to be going over some tips for immersive building, and this video is like 10 hours long, but I'm going to show you how to do double walls, underpinning, and then how to make really crappy looking walls, which are my favorite kind of walls. So these are just some examples of some immersive builds that I have done recently, and I'm going to show you how to recreate some of it. So we're going to start with double walls. Not all walls you can do this with, but you can do it with the corrugated wall, and I'm pretty sure everyone at least starts with this. So basically all you're going to do is place it on a foundation like you would normally, and then you're going to place a foundation in front of that, and using the same wall, you're just going to rotate it 180 degrees into place, and then you'll have a double wall. They'll both snap into place. So we can go ahead and remove this front foundation, and then you can change these walls to literally whatever you want. They don't even have to make sense. And because the inside of the wall is facing out on both sides, you can change the wallpapers, change the walls, and come up with a whole bunch of different ideas. I mean, look how crazy we're getting. Absolutely unhinged. Anyway, so a lot of this stuff you're going to have to experiment with and see what works well with what. Like some walls won't really look that great with other walls. Some wallpapers won't look great with other walls or other wallpapers. So you really just have to, once you place them, just start changing things up and see how everything works. So now I'm going to change these walls into something that I would call more immersive, more junky. You've got broken boards with the corrugated metal behind it, which I think look great. Then there's this other, it's not the haunted house, I can't remember what it's called, this other doorway here. And I think that looks amazing with the vines and moss hanging through it. And so now I'm going to show you how to make some other equally disgusting looking walls. There's a bunch of different things in the defense tab that you can use that once you place, you can burn, and you can actually snap the regular walls back on top of them. And what'll happen is the defensive walls will kind of show through the walls that you snapped and give it a pretty unique look. These new plank partition walls are probably my favorite thing that's been added. I have to try like every build not to use them. Also, these fences are absolutely invincible unless you burn it on this post. Now that we've destroyed our walls, we're going to snap some other walls on top of them and make them look really bad. So as you can see with the plain corrugated wall, it looks pretty terrible. It's just random crap sticking out. But once we change it to the windows, I think that looks amazing. You've got tarps hanging over the windows, you've got chain link, tire hanging off the front. And then with this fence, you really want to find a wall that will let you see the fence through it. So something with some gaps or holes, or maybe use a window. Like these destroyed walls with the windows, I think look great with the chain link fence. And so now we've got something kind of coming together that looks horrible, which is exactly what I'm going for. And then I'll show you the back, what would be on the inside of the house, which I think equally looks as good. This definitely passes for me as something that, might be left over from a nuclear war. So next we're going to move on to underpinnings, and I've saved this part for last because it does involve the catwalk, which some people may not have. But for underpinnings, all you're going to do is snap a catwalk onto the foundation, and then you'll be able to snap a wall to the front of the foundation. And this is going to hide the weird screen part of the wood foundations, and then also just the front of the concrete foundations. And you'll be able to add wallpapers and different textures to match whatever build you're going for. So as you can see, everything looks a lot more uniform. And now we can go in and change these to whatever we want. I think I ended up using just all corrugated on this one, but I'm just kind of showing you, you can change them to any half wall that you have. Something to note that I believe Mr. Church pointed out was that if you burn the army wall or the army base half walls, you can actually place stairs on top of them. And to my knowledge, I believe that that is the only one that you can do that with. And if you don't have the army base wall, you would just not underpin that section of the foundation and add stairs, and it would look totally fine. I've done that on several builds. So as I was saying, we're going to burn this army base wall and see how it's broken in the middle. It will actually let you add stairs to your foundation, and then you can repair the wall and it will go right over the stairs. And then of course you can change it to whatever wall or wallpaper you want after that. So I'm going to actually do a small build and just kind of show you how something simple can be more immersive than just throwing down foundations and walls, and it won't take that much more time. So here I've placed 2 defensive walls and I've burned them, and now I'm just going to snap walls over the top of them like I've done at the beginning of the video. And it's important when you place those walls to make sure that they're kind of lined up on the front of the foundation. If they're too far forward or too far back, you'll either see too much of them or you won't see enough of them once you place the regular walls down. And so you kind of have to experiment with it a little bit and get it right where you want it. So you may end up burning it 2 or 3 times. So now we'll go through and repair our walls, and I think it's looking pretty good. So all I've done here is just added a few roof pieces. And then now I am going to add some support. I added 3 more roof pieces just coming off the front, nothing special. And I'm going to use these place anywhere pole blueprints to add some support. These blueprints are extremely easy to make. I'll post a link to a video for it, but all you're going to do is place 2 of these, 2 of the small ones on a foundation with a small floor decor item in front of it, and you're going to blueprint the floor decor item in those 2 poles and save it as a blueprint, and you'll be able to place them anywhere you want. So you'll notice when I removed the foundations that there was a gap underneath these poles. Once that happens, you just select a small pole and you can actually place it underneath the other ones. So now that the porch is done, all I've done is went back and added a little bit of junk. When you're doing this, just remember that it needs to correlate to whatever build you're going for. And also keep in mind, this was just a very quick example. So I know this might have been a lot, but hopefully you found a tip or trick here and there that made some sense. And go out there and build immersive. Thanks for watching.